Okay, so I guess we're far enough along we can get started here. So welcome back to everyone. It's been a few weeks. We're glad you're all here, and with a lot of new information to share with everybody and a lot of new things going on in the world. So I'm going to get started at the top. One thing I want to mention, though, I want to address the conflict that's going on in the Ukraine right now, and there's a broad swath of questions that I want to address before we go into anything else. We do not have any access to any operational issues in the Ukraine. So there's been a lot of questions about, how is Nexology deployed? How are things used? Things of that nature that won't even get mentioned here. So we don't know, okay? We're a supplier for the Canadian government, but we do not know in what capacity and how exactly they use all our stuff. So I can't answer those questions because, quite honestly, we don't know. So as with any other supplier or vendor, we just sell the items. We're unsure exactly, how things get deployed, used, etc. So I will not be answering any of those questions. If you sent those in, I apologize, but I can't. I don't have any information. All right, that being said, let's get started. So one big operational question that everybody keeps asking is, when are we going to shift this to a month? I think we can go ahead and do that now. That's my personal opinion. So we'll be doing that to once a month, and then think we will advertise that far in advance so everybody will know when those are happening. But we're going to aim for, the first of every month, whether that's the first Monday of every month. I think that's generally going to be what we aim for. And also, I've got a bit of a surprise. Christina is here with us today. I'm going to let her say hello for just a second, and she's going to be starting to answer a lot of the questions and, talk to you guys. So, Christina, take it away. Moderators, can you confirm if Christina can be heard, please? Okay, so Christina's having a bit of a microphone issue. I'll let her get that sorted out while I continue. All right, so while Christina is sorting that out, I'm going to continue down the questions, and then she can introduce herself as soon as the microphone is worried about. So first questions. All right, so some general questions here. Again, we've got questions coming in about clientele in the United States, like as far as which agencies are using our software, also which agencies have deployed our software in Eastern Europe, stuff like that. Again, I can't answer that, so please quit sending them in. If there is anything about that, it is posted on the website. So any public information that involves us and our operations with NATO and anything like that is on the website. Please go there. Okay. So just please, I don't want to go through that again. Okay. So has the board in the past or anything considered selling the company? That's general question number one. Well, the overall answer to that, yeah, there has been discussions about selling the company in the past. They were particularly hot when the stock price was down at around a penny. So yeah, that has been tabled in the past. Right now, not really under consideration, as we believe that the company is in a good position. So overall, we're not really looking to sell the company at this time. That being said, it has been discussed in the past. So if that's the nature of the question, yes, it has been taken up over the years. Is it a hot topic right now? No. Will we absolutely close the door on something like that? Absolutely not. Somebody has something to say, we're more than willing to, listen to them say it. But again, that's not a decision that would be taken lightly, and it's not something that would, even be approached without, shareholders and et cetera, et cetera. Next, general information. Uplisting progress. Can we get an update on that? Well, right now the uplisting is filed, and we shall see. Expect to hear more news on that around April-ish, probably into April. It would be my best guess. And again, just to be clear, this is my best guess. We were told that we would be receiving more information around the uplisting around the time that, end of year financials came out for last year. So that's generally around the end of April. So that's when we can expect to hear back from them, and we'll have, more information on that then. So keep tuned, and that's the time frame. So next question, given the nature of Nexology smart deliverables, would it be better to report income as generic, but to avoid the cyber attacks? Not really. Like, it's not going to make that much difference how we report income, nor how that's couched in the financials, right? If we're going to get attacked with some sort of external cyber attack or something, it's not going to come through that avenue. It'd come through a different avenue. So we're not worried about that. So now, does the TSX require DM to have the year-end financials out before being uplisted? That's the understanding right now. So that's our understanding currently. So that's why I'm saying wait for the end of year financials. Let's make sure that those are there. And you'll get more information about that towards April as soon as the TSX gives it to us. And so now this one we've received in several different forms, but the general question is, do I personally prefer any one vertical in the company, or am I more excited about any particular vertical or another? The broad answer to that is no. I don't have a personal preference for any one particular vertical in the company. And right now, I am personally excited about all of the verticals we're looking in. Those we didn't enter into those verticals without getting excited about them. And right now we're in 3 new verticals, right? So I don't feel like we're spread too thin to not be able to get excited about a new vertical. And just to give you guys some context, when we were considering new verticals, there were, I don't want to say hundreds, I think that's a stretch, but there were definitely dozens of verticals that we looked into, and dozens of different options that we looked into for people wanting us to take our technology and see what we could do with it. So we picked these verticals because we were excited about them and because we saw, good potential here. And that's the reason that we are in these 3 verticals. So we're excited to see what we can do with all 3. And yeah, there is no favorite. So again, we're getting other questions in about different agencies. Please don't ask me a question about a particular agency within the United States or the Canadian governments. And I can't answer anything about particular agencies or another, especially with regards to what they're doing in the Ukraine. We have no idea. We're not privy to that information. So, all right. So those are the general questions we're going to address now. There's a few other general questions we're going to come back to here in a bit, so stay tuned. But right now, let's move on. I want to cover COVID, then I want to cover some of the AI. Then again, I want to come back to a couple general questions here. Okay, COVID and health. So this one's getting a little muddy. I'm going to talk about Medi-Call right here because a lot of the COVID questions are coming in or centering around Medi-Call. Let me give you guys an overall update around what we're doing here just to clarify anything that's going on in there. So number one, is the Medi-Call rollout proceeding on schedule? Right now, yes, it's proceeding, as we saw it on schedule. We suffered a 1-week schedule delay from Apple, but it shouldn't affect anything other than some internal testing. That was just a delay on Apple getting us into the App Store. Took a week longer than we thought. But again, there's not really anything we could have, that could have been done about that. It is what it is, but we're there now. Does DM receive revenue from any of their beta testing of Medi-Call? Short answer, no, nothing of any substance as far as revenue on beta testing is concerned. Can you provide an approximate timeline when Medi-Call will be expected to complete beta testing? I will have a better answer to that after this week. We're right now beta testing, and well, let me get into the state of it there. But I would expect within, this answer is within weeks, not months or anything like that. So, is the current beta testing app being conducted with current clients and potential customers? Short answer to that, yes. So there are potential clients and customers inside that beta testing. Specific, and then I want to do another roll-up question. We've had there's questions coming through the front door and the back door as to, is, Medi-Call plan to be accessible to different groups? For instance, mining companies, okay, in remote areas. Just people in general in remote areas. For telehealth, the answer to that is where we have, where we're allowed to do it in telehealth and it's legal, yes, it's going to be available. So the telehealth components. The answer to the can you get a doctor visit is going to depend on geography. Like obviously we're not going to be able to provide a physical presence in extraordinarily remote areas, okay? Where we do have access to, staff that can go out and can, attend people in person, that's definitively a model we're going to offer and is being tested. For more physically remote areas where we do not have staff, it is, again, just to reinforce this, if it's legal for us to do the telehealth, we're going to allow it. What does legal mean? Legal means that, we've passed the medical jurisdiction qualifications there. For instance, like, if we haven't set up all the requirements in the United States, we can't offer telehealth in the United States. If we haven't set up health requirements in, say, the Yukon, we can't offer telehealth in the Yukon yet. But once we pass those requirements for the different jurisdictions, if it's, if it's legal for us to offer telehealth there, we will be offering telehealth in a jurisdiction by jurisdiction basis as fast as we can. Okay. Now, in general, there's some questions around the beta testing and what's going on now. So let me give you an idea of what they're looking at as far as Medi-Call is concerned, so it can make it more grounded. Right now, we're doing a lot of testing with the doctor and nursing staff, ensuring that all the communications through the app and that all the tooling and everything else that's built in to assist the doctors and the nursing staff with their diagnoses and with their ability to do the job is functioning correctly. We've already done a lot of testing on the client side. So, we're taking the feedback we've done from the client side, applying it to the app. We're now going to take all the feedback we're getting from the doctor and nursing side, apply that to the apps, and then we should have a really good polished product that we're proud of and ready to put out there, and let the public consume it. Next stages after that would be, a larger rollout, not a complete rollout, but what you want to do is do a partial rollout to include, many more clientele, just to ensure that there's going to be no problems, when we boot up, lots and lots of, say, telehealth sessions at the same time, et cetera. This is when you're going to get into, just different technical aspects, so like load and scale, that will be addressed shortly, in those pieces. And that's what we do next. Once all three of those are in place, then, you're ready to roll out to a specific area. So roughly, one of the questions that just came in that I want to put in is, what is roughly the size of the staff that we're going to have on Medi-Call when it goes live? I don't have the exact numbers sitting in front of me, but we've had dozens and dozens of doctors and express interest, and we have an entire stable of nursing staff behind us. So we have the doctors and nursing staff ready to go. So like I said, there's plenty of people for the area that we're, Vancouver area and stuff where we're rolling out at the beginning. And we already have tons and tons on staff due to the COVID business. So, tens and tens of those. I don't have the information in front of me, but, we've got an excellent staff lined up for that. Okay, I think we've got the COVID pieces covered there. Okay, I want to move on. There's a couple questions around the EV market stuff. So the EV model, it's pretty new here. And I kind of addressed this earlier. One of the questions that came in, how do we feel about a guy on Equity Guru saying that this is probably a dud? Well, that's this guy's opinion. If it was a dud, I don't think we would have gotten into it. And I can tell you right now, it's not a dud. I wouldn't be wasting my personal time if I thought it was a dud. And again, we're looking to flesh out exactly what's going to be going on with the EV play in the next few weeks. So I guess the message is we're going to prove this dude wrong. Okay, let's move on to AI. So, whoops, I think we answered some of these. Okay, again, one of the questions that's coming in, given the situation in Ukraine, how do I believe that the market for AI is going to respond, and is it growing faster than expected? I don't think it's growing faster than expected. I think if you were looking at the market, I've always espoused that this is growing faster than most people understand. So, you're seeing artificial intelligence inside everything you do, cars, radios, etc. What I am seeing is it's kind of putting a highlight on it, like a spotlight, I guess, is a better way. So will the market itself be bigger? No, but is there going to be a lot more visibility? Absolutely. So this is going to shine a gigantic, huge spotlight on top of that. And we're going to see this. Can we provide updates on the contract with the government? No, not now. Just to put government contracts in perspective, expect material, good material updates around those contracts in about 6-month chunks. Okay, so we're working on the next milestones of those contracts. Generally, like I said, updates come between 3 and 6 months. 6 months is a very safe bet. Occasionally it's going to get pulled in, but that's about the cadence of how those operations work. So that's how you can expect updates on those. We can give, if there's something material that comes up in between, we will definitely be letting people know about it. Okay. So, and then some of the last one that I want to go to before we move on to the next subject is, everybody asked about developments with 7-Eleven in Korea. You're going to see more about this very shortly, but the is it's in testing right now. So there's some testing going on with 7-Eleven in Korea, deploying their artificial clerks and things like that. So they're beta testing in different environments, and as they come to conclusions and those are made public, you'll see them. All right. So earlier we tried to introduce Christina onto this call so she could say a few things. I believe we have the microphone now. So, Christina, would you like to make an introduction?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. For those who don't know, I head up marketing and communications here at Datametrex. And this would be my first voice appearance on the Discard channel. So I am essentially the one who's running the social media, all the marketing, communications. I'm involved in a little bit of investor relations as well. But I will be jumping in to answer some of the more communications marketing related questions today, and looking forward to it. All right, so the first question I have is, for Marshall, obviously, is there a way to advertise Nexology to all the media who are covering the Ukraine invasion? I see many articles stating the war on misinformation and them trying to go through materials to show viewers. Any ideas on how to capture this vertical at this opportune time? So this is a big one. So if you are paying attention to our Twitter account, and our LinkedIn channel as well. This is a campaign that we've been running. So for misinformation and promoting Nexology in this way. So definitely testing with this type of content and getting it out there, getting eyes on Nexology. We're definitely trying different things with social media right now and making sure that anything that is very much relevant can be turned into a campaign to get eyes on Datametrex. So to answer that question, yes, and there will be a lot more of that as we ramp up our social media efforts. I'm also constantly looking at the stock boards. I am paying attention to all of the questions that are coming in. All of the feedback is appreciated and definitely something that I have my eyes on as I am engaging with folks on social media from the Datametrex channels. So if something needs to come my way, you can also send questions to investors at datametrex.com. I will also be managing that channel. One more question that came in around Smart. So George on Agoracom mentioned he wants to see you do a live example of Smart, but this never happened. It might be a good idea to flood the market every way possible to show the power of it. More eyes on DM, especially through social media, the better. Marshall, want to jump in on that one?
Sure, I'll be glad to. So we have done a lot of demos, especially with regards to the circles that this is to. So Smart has been through the ring as far as that is concerned. And in fact, there will be coming in about a month for public demos of Smart. Smart will be, we'll be looking at what we can do as far as a distribution channel for the public. And that is some of the things that Christine is here to help us look at and to put those things out there. So yeah, we will continue to do those demos and bring smart to the attention of the people that need to see it in order to make it profitable and get it into the right people's wheelhouse. Are there preventative measures that DM's products provide in advance of a cyber attack? Yes. In fact, this is one of the sweet spots if you guys have been involved in this. So we're going to move on to a few more questions that have come in while we've been talking. They're all over the board, so bear with us as far as the content. One of our sweet spots is called discovery, and that is telling you what's going to bite you 2 days from now or a week from now before it happens. So this is one of our key differentiators. We don't just do monitoring, we do discovery. So monitoring, you got to know what you're looking for. In this case, you want to see something in advance that you're unsure of or you didn't even know about. That's where we come in. And yeah, that's exactly what we do. Can Datametrex contribute to the war efforts? In what ways does your AI contribute? Again, I can't answer. The short answer is, can we? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at our track record. We've been deployed many times by, different agencies and stuff in, zones similar to this, et cetera. So the answer is, can we? Yes. In what ways? Again, I can't say. I'm not allowed to say specifically, but in general, exactly what I just mentioned. We're a discovery engine. We can find things. We can show you things you may have missed. We can show you things that you need to be aware of, that you need to be paying attention to, that are going to bite you tomorrow. And in all theaters, whether it's business, war, et cetera, information is power, and we give that to you. So we provide you with that information, and that's how we can contribute. Is the language barrier ever an issue for Datametrex AI? And if so, how do you advance in this regard? So language for us in general is a barrier only in and of how far what's called NLP research is done. Meaning, if there are good natural language processing toolkits at a basic level for a language, then yeah, we can plug that language into our system. So has it ever been a barrier? No. Why? Because those type of toolkits exist in all major languages and they're well researched. So if we ever took on some obscure dialect or something, sure, but that's not going to happen. Do you have an opinion on how the majority of a population of a country like Russia can be persuaded to believe there's no war going on, or that their country is trying to save the Ukraine? Well, yeah, you can take, say, the United States or Great Britain as a prime example over the past decade as how you can persuade a large group of people to do something that is not in their best interest. I don't want to get into the politics of that, but yeah, that's how you do it. Do I have an opinion on how to do it? Well, I'd say that the disinformation campaigns and the fake news past 10 years is a prime example of what kind of damage you do and exactly how you would do it. I'd say that's pretty definitive. So when searching for misinformation, fake news, process other forms of information besides text, such as photos and videos. Yes, we can, to different degrees of success. Okay. Now, photos and videos, depending on what comes in on the photos and videos, we can process them. If there's a lot of meta information in them, we can definitively process them. If there's not a lot of meta information in them, then it becomes more difficult. Also, like for videos and stuff like that, the contents of the videos themselves also affects your ability to do it. Like if it's a video of a black wall with a shadow moving across it, there's no way to get anything from this, right? Now, video is an audience piece for us and the world at large. So our capabilities are not as advanced there by far. But can we get information out of the things like that? Absolutely. So no, that can be done. So do we see us charging premiums for smart? That's already being done. So it's already a step up from Next Intelligence. And then some of these others that are coming in now, some of the things that Christina touched on earlier. Is there a way to get next to the hands of the people that are covering the war and things like that? Yeah, absolutely. And that's what those teams are here for. So as Christina stated earlier, she's taken over all those accounts, and she's here to help us and to help us improve, how we do that, how we get those ideas out there, how we social media accounts, how we make them visible through other channels, whether IR channels, PR channels, marketing channels, et cetera. All right. So more questions coming in. Are COVID still going strong? Yes. COVID's still going. Sales are still going, and we haven't seen them drop off as of yet. So what is the Boy, this is a good one. How does Nexology qualify fake information as fake? That's the secret sauce, or part of it. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of how we qualify something as fake right here, as that would be giving away a lot of our proprietary information and some of our patented information. But how does it work in general? We're able to judge the validity of the information on multiple levels. That means, the circles it's traveled through, what's in the actual information itself, like what's actually being stated in the information, the source of the information. And when I say source, I'm not just talking about the person who posted it. That means like where did it originate? Who is spreading this information? What types of networks online is the information, spreading in, right? Et cetera. Are these types of networks known for spreading this information? So there's a lot of considerations that go in whether or not we decide something is fake or not. And to be honest, at the end of the day, very rare to decide something is absolutely 110% fake. In fact, what you see in general, and people are getting better and better, is, fake news, so to speak, is couched inside truth. All right. So it's, your fake opinions are designed to influence people's ways of thinking more so than their actual, trying to be an amoral source of truth. So we can call it fake news. When it's a politician talking and they want to see the world in black and white. When it comes to on the ground, it's very rare that it's absolutely untrue. It's more partially true, partially untrue, etc. But that's the high level of how it works. So, okay. So, updates from Europe. We don't have any updates from Europe for this Discord, but as soon as we do have updates, we will be getting those to you. All right, so this one, there's a lot of comments coming in. Let me read through these. Give me just a second. Research. Okay, so a lot of the comments, things that we could and could not do, we're going to read through these and take those in. Just something to finish off with right here. We started off the year with a few really big, good contracts. Like we moved on with the government. We made it to that next milestone. That's fantastic. Teams of doing. Medical is moving up. moving forward exactly how we foresaw it moving forward. Slight delay with the Apple guys, not too terrible, and we're super excited about that. We're showing that shortly, and also with those other. Just 1 second. Hold on, something's wrong here. Give me 1 second. Okay, can everybody, moderators, can you confirm to me again that we can hear me well? Okay, perfect. Sorry. There was some feedback coming in through the stuff, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So, first of the year, we got the contracts, we got the renewals with Samsung, we got it, we got the milestone up with the government. So, we're coming out the gate swinging. Medical's coming up very shortly. There's going to be a lot of great information coming up about that in the next couple of weeks. So keep your ears to the ground on that one. We're also going to be able to release some stuff that we're going to do in the EV market in the next couple of weeks. So keep your ears and eyes posted for that. And we're going to have more information, more good information, just like we were pushing out at the end of January, 1st of February in the next month. So stay tuned. Those things that we've been talking about here are going to start taking, real material shape within the next, I'd say 8 weeks or so. And again, we'll keep you updated here and through the news, spending their time with us today. And we'll see you guys in about a month. Thanks, everybody.